Hi, I'm Lindsay and this is my first ever vlog and I'm a little bit nervous, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm doing this vlog today because it's International Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Awareness Day. Now I've had RSD, which is his other name, Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy Syndrome, for 25 years now. I started getting pain when I was about 7 and then I lost feeling in my legs when I was 10. And then it came back and it was really painful. And that's basically what the condition is. It's a chronic pain condition. It means that the sufferers, i.e. myself and others, have pain all day, every day. No matter what we're doing, we could be lying in bed, we can be running marathons. Not that I can run marathons, unfortunately, I can barely walk these days. But it's a condition that means that your nerves feel like they're on fire, we get spasms, we get nerve tremors, it can go to your organs, and it's gone to my bladder, bowel and stomach, which makes for great fun when you're staying at other people's houses, and it's just a real pain in the butt. So anyone living with a chronic condition knows that it's hard work to live in pain or with mobility difficulties, and I, this weekend alone, have had real trouble. I've been getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning because the pain is just so bad. It's just hard work being in pain. People think that because we look okay, that everything's fine. And it isn't. I mean, I'm very good at using concealer, as you can see, to cover up black circles. It's a real struggle some days to get out of bed and motivate yourself to do anything. But what I want to talk about today is how RSD has made me badass. Because when you have a chronic condition, you either go one of two ways. You let it consume you, which is sad to watch. I have seen people being completely consumed by complex regional pain syndrome and other conditions like MS, and or you can go the other way, which is what I've tried to do my whole life. I've tried to keep going. I've tried to prove people wrong who thought that I would be nothing, that I wouldn't amount to anything, and I think that RSD has made me stronger as a person. So, here are some tips on how RSD, or CPRS, can be useful to you. So, 1. You can use your limbs as a ice pack. Sounds really weird, but with RSD, your limbs become like solid blocks of ice. No matter what you do, my feet are always purple and frozen. It's just one of those things, and the circulation's so bad that I actually lose the hair in my left leg, which is great because I only spend half the time shaving. But I sprained my wrist a few weeks ago and then realised that when I rested my my arm on my leg, that it was fantastic as an ice pack. Who knew? Number 2. So, yes, I'm in a lot of pain all the time, but this also makes me stronger against other pain. Now, unfortunately, this also makes me quite stubborn, because when I one day thought I was having a heart attack, I was like, do I need to call an ambulance? No, it's really not that bad. Until I called my mum and she told me to stop being a dumbass and call the ambulance as soon as possible. I got rushed to hospital and it wasn't a heart attack. It was an infection of the lining of the muscles in my chest, mimicking a heart attack. So I got sent home with morphine, woohoo, and some antibiotics. So I have to be very careful that I'm not just being overly strong, I suppose, and not putting myself in danger, that there could be something very wrong. But I'm quite happy to think that, you know, I have a good high pain tolerance. So when I come to have children, fingers crossed, I will be a master at giving birth. Wait, what? Number 3. Chronic regional pain syndrome also gives you an insight into other people's lives because you automatically join support groups or follow people on Twitter and Instagram, etc. And you get to meet new people. I have friends now all over the world who know exactly what I'm going through on a bad day. You know, as much as my family and friends are really supportive and really lovely and very understanding, they can't quite understand just how exhausted and how much pain I'm in on a daily basis. So meeting other people online has been a real godsend. And in fact, I've made such good friends that I'm even godmother to my friend Sarah's little girl. So, you know, it connects people. Yeah, it may not be the best thing to be connected with. I'd rather probably meet people a normal way. But I have met people this way and I love them. So it's all good. Tip number 4. RSD. Now, I'm going to say this now, that I call my condition RSD. I am old school. I've had it so long that I call it by its old name. So new sufferers of the condition, please don't have a go. I just call it that all the time. I know you all call it chronic regional pain syndrome or CRPS, but you have to forgive me. It's an old habit. But anyway, number 4 is patience. And I feel that I have got a lot of patience. I spend a lot of time on my own. I spend a lot of time not being able to do things, having to cancel plans and having to deal with hospitals and medications, pharmacies, etc. And it really has taught me to be patient. So when other friends are ill or even when their kids are ill, I have a real sense of empathy for them and know that, you know, it can't be helped. It really can't be helped. It's just one of those things. And tip number 5 is that the condition makes you hopeful and optimistic. That might sound funny because we're always suffering with pain and side effects of medications and things, but I always live in hope that one day we will get a cure for the condition. The condition is really, really unexplored by the medical people, and they need to do more research into different types of RSD because there are so many variations of symptoms and the length of time people have had it and what works for people. And I really hope that there will be a cure one day. I'd love to just go back to being pain-free, and I can't actually remember a time not being in pain because having it since you're so young, you just think it's always been there, and it feels like it's always been there, and I suppose it has because I only had 7 years without pain. So that's one of those things. But it also makes you opposite. It also makes you optimistic. On the good days, I like to go and do as much as possible. I plan things, even if unfortunately they have to be cancelled. I feel, you know, the happiness in small things. Like the other day, it was Halloween, and it was the first Halloween in our new house, and I got really excited because it's the first time we have our own front door, because we used to live in a flat that had a shared front door. But this time I was able to put pumpkins in the window and welcome kids to come and do trick-or-treating. I was so excited to open the door. They are so adorable. I love all the costumes. I love just the whole thing about Halloween. When I have kids, I'm going to drive them absolutely bonkers. But on those days, I like to take stock and really appreciate the small things, the little days of well, not even days, sometimes hours where I don't feel so bad, and I do as much as I can in that time. So it makes me really optimistic and I suppose also motivated to make the most of that time. So anyway, I hope I haven't bored you too much. I'm going to post some links in the description below about how the condition affects people, and probably a Wikipedia page, to be honest. That's usually the best place to go. And also links to my social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I have a written blog, which is what I normally do. Please let me know what you think of the video, and if you like it, I'll make some more. If you don't, then I'll run away scared. So see you later.